Today is Tuesday, Parashat Beshalach, and there is a segula on Tuesday of Parashat Beshalach to read Parashat Aman, and it's a segula for Parnassah Tova. And the Parashat Aman is in the book of Shemot, chapter 16, from verse 4 to verse 36, and the custom is to read it in Hebrew and in Aramaic also, Shnaim Mikra ve'echad Targum, twice in Hebrew and once every pasuk, and in Aramaic. And it's a segula for having Parnassah Tova, a good Parnassah. What is the connection of the man to Parnassah? Well, definitely is a major connection. In the desert, manna fell every day from the sky to feed Am Yisrael in the desert every single day. And on Friday, there's two portions that fell, the portion for Friday and for Shabbat also, so that on Shabbat they didn't need to go out and search for the manna to collect. And the same way, Hashem also provides Parnassah for each person, just like the manna fell in the desert. Hashem is the one who provides for us. So it's a segula to read this, because in this parasha of this week, that's when this portion appears in the Torah. But if we're speaking about Parnassah, I'd like to maybe say a few concepts, ideas from what we learned from our Hachamim about what are good ideas to adopt in order to merit Parnassah Tova and in order to merit beracha, blessings, financial success and financial blessings. Number one, and this is not in a specific order, but just ideas to share with you, Shalom. Shalom is very important. In the Mishnah it says, "Kli machzik beracha ki shalom." If you want blessings in what you have, in the assets that you own, in the things that you have, then peace and harmony amongst people is very important. Where there is discord, where there is the conflict, where there are disagreements, where there is the opposite of peace, then it'll be difficult for blessings to be there. So a vessel for blessings and for quality of what you have and for it to last is for it to be peace, whether it's peace at home, in a family, peace amongst people, in an organization, in a business. Shalom is very important. Another aspect is tzniut, modesty. Yosef HaTzadik was the one who was able to feed the whole world. He had such beracha in the granaries of Egypt, and he was the one who was supplying. And he is known as a person who was very strong in shmirat ha'einayim, being very careful with what his eyes saw. There should not be things that are not modest and things that are immoral. And he was very careful himself in the whole idea of tzniut. So if we can be observing the laws of tzniut, of modesty, whether it's in dress or a head cover or the type of even entertainment that we see, that it should be things that are more modest and moral, then the more we are careful with those things, the more we'll merit to have beracha, just like we learned from Yosef HaTzadik. The other aspect is also on the same subject, is to not to flaunt and not to show off what we have, but rather to be discreet with what we have. That is also, it's a good thing for protecting what the person has. There are many references to this in the Gemara, and there are quotes of psukim that indicate that the more it is covered from the eye, covered and discreet, the more it is likely to have blessings and to last, and for the ayn hara not to have an impact on it. The other aspect is, of course, to be yashar, ne'eman, to be truthful, to do things honestly. There are times where situations where a person can think that he would gain in the short term from not being honest, but in the long term, that always is to the detriment of the person. So honesty, truthfulness are all good advice to have good Parnassah. And then the idea to have bitachon b'Hashem, to have faith in Hashem, just like in the desert when the manna fell, if you collected more than what you needed for that day and you wanted to keep it for the next day, it rotted, because the next day Hashem provides also Parnassah. So a person should not have too much worry about what will happen in the future, because you should have bitachon b'Hashem, that Hashem provides. Also Shabbat. Shabbat is very important as a source of beracha, like it says, ki hi mekor beracha. The more we honor Shabbat and we give Shabbat what it deserves, and the table of Shabbat, even on Friday night and on Shabbat lunch, should be a table that is with good meal and dressed properly and given kavod, because that is a source of beracha for the rest of the week. And finally, Ezeu Ashir Samech Bechelko. With whatever Hashem granted you, to be happy is a very important aspect of Ashir, of a person who's wealthy. There may be people who are wealthy who may have a lot in terms of numbers, but if they feel they're lacking and if they feel they're short, then maybe a person who doesn't have as much but who feels satisfied would be happier and will have a sense of wealth even more than the one who has in numbers, in quantity rather than quality. So these are ideas to help us in terms of, from the words of our Hachamim, from the words of the advice of Shlomo HaMelech and Mishlei. All these aspects are aspects that are good for Parnassah Tova. And again, today, Tuesday of Parashat Beshalach, is a day to read Parashat Haman, and it should be a segula for Parnassah Tova. Baruch Adonai le'olam, amen ve'amen.